So if the bunny and the food are on the same square, then we can do the eat animation. Otherwise, we will not. So let's get the location of the bunny. So let bunny location ID equal let's get the class for the bunny location, and then because it's an array, we need to select the first element and get the ID. Okay, great. We will also set a boolean verifying that it is the same. So is same location equals false. All right, and we will also get the array of food. So let's call this food location ID, or food location ID array, and then we can loop through that. So okay, so this is get all food one elements. Okay, so now we're going to loop through them. So okay, so let's make a for loop here. Okay, so for okay let I equals 0, I is less than food location array dot length, and increment by 1. Okay, now here okay, so now we want to say, let's see, let's say we want to get from the element, we want to get the ID. So let food look ID equal to this array, the array element at index I, okay, dot ID. Now now we have both IDs. We can say if food lock ID is equal to bunny location ID, then they are on their location is the same, and we are happy. So is same location equals true. Okay, and we're also going to exit this for loop. So make I equal to food look array dot length. So then we will be done with that array. And so now if it's true, okay, so if is same location, let's do the animation. Okay, so now once we've determined that both the bunny and the food is on the same square, we are now going to remove the current image that we have there. So remove class, and I believe this is bunny and food 1. I can verify, and we're accessing it through the ID, okay, which is bunny location ID. Good. Let's verify that this is the class that we want to remove. Let's go up, and so that does not exist. That means we need to find the actual name that we have for it. Okay, and it is here. Bunny1 food1 is the actual name. So let's go back down to the eat code. All right, here we go. So it will actually be, there's no end, it's just bunny1 food1. Great. So we'll remove that, and you know what? Let's just test it. And oh, we also need to remove the location. So let's see what happens if we do that. So in this case, the bunny will be eating the food. So food. So when we redraw the board, if we keep this location on the board, it's going to put the carrot, the food, back on the board. We don't want that. We want it to disappear. So, okay, let's try that. Let's have a look. So let's open up Chomp Attack. And so let's go down to where the carrot is, press E, and nothing happens. Let's check the console and see if there are any errors. And no errors to be found. Okay, so we'll we'll have to go back to our code and see what's going on here. We should first probably check to see if it is the same location. So alert is same location. So we should get a true if the bunny is in the same location. If I press E now, I get a false. Press E now, I get a false. So let's see why that is. Okay, I found the error. I was looking for food 1, but I wanted the food location. So that should have a better result. Okay, so let's refresh it. Go down, press E. It should be false here. It is true. And look at that. It disappeared. Fantastic. Now, what we want to do is we want to add an animation. So we've removed these classes. Now we want to add the first image to the same location with the okay, we're adding the first image from the of the animation. So we're going to add these animation, let's say eat one. That's what we'll call it. And we may have to define this class. So we're going to do that now. And I'm going to store these in an object just to make it easier to access. So up here in the CSS, we want to have 3 classes. Okay, so we have, this is before we eat, and then here this one we're going to call eat1, and we'll add the correct image. Right now I'm just going to type in eat1. We'll find out what the actual name is, and we could even rename it. And we'll now add eat2. Then inside of the folder we'll make sure that we have the correct name. So here it says bunny1, food1, eat1. That's a long name, but I think we can adjust. So eat1 is bunny1, food1, eat1. It's basically this plus eat1. Okay, so we'll test it out and see if that's correct. Okay, so perfect. So we have eat1, eat2. Okay, and when he's done eating, it should go back to bunny1. So here, right now, when I run the code, there we go. It will remove the food and the bunny. It will remove the location, and then it will add the eat1 class. So let's just play that and see how that goes. Refresh. So go down, press eat, and perfect. It shows him eating. So now what I want to do is maybe to use an animation or set an interval. So where every maybe half a second you get another slide in the animation. I'm also going to create an object that will refer to all of the animations. So maybe we'll call it eat animation object, and we're going to start with there'll be 3 images. So this is the first one, and I'm going to define this as a constant at the beginning of of the script. So let's move to the top of the script here, and here, right here, before the document ready, we'll establish a constant here. We'll say constant this object, and then we're going to say it includes it has an entry by a number, or the key is a number, the value is a string, which will be the class name. And 2, the last one will be bunny1. So we'll have eat1, eat1, eat2. So add this class, and we'll also have eat3. No, not eat3. Bunny1. So everything returns to normal. Okay. So if we go back to eat. Oh, I went too far. Let's just search for eat. Find eat. And search down. Okay, perfect. So here we're adding eat any object 1. And then after that, we're going to add animation. So start animation with set interval. Okay, so we're going to say let interval ID equals set interval. Okay, and this function, or this yeah, it has 2 parameters. One, the second parameter is how long. So 1000 would be 1 second. If we want to do half a second, you'd put 500, and then you'd also have a function that you call every 500 seconds. And so at one point I will tell it to stop calling it. I'll clear the interval. So okay, here we go. Okay, so now what we want to do each time is A, remove all images or classes with images, and then next we want to add the next image. Okay, and so in the animation. Now to do that, we want to have a count. So before we start the set interval, we will establish a count. So let count equal 0. And in fact, this first element uses that count. Okay, so actually what we could do, so that we understand, is we put that back up here, put the count there, and then we put the count inside. So okay, and now we can do that here. Let's do remove class. So each time it erases and it redraws stuff. Remove class. Okay, and we'll do eat any animation object 0, 1, and 2. Okay. Okay, so 0. Whoopsies, that's not what I wanted to do. That is not what I wanted to do. Okay, remove class here. Okay, there we go. That's what we're talking about. So remove that one, copy it, and paste it 2 more times. There are only 3 images in the animation. Okay, good. So we've removed those ones, and now the count was count started at 0. Now we can maybe add the count up, or yeah. So let's add the count up. So let's put count plus plus, and now we will add the class. Okay. So now let's add the class here, and let's see what that looks like. So let's refresh, we move on down, press eat, and it does the animation. But now the bunny disappears because we've erased it. So we need to draw the board again. So let's go back to code here, and we need to draw the board. Now I wonder what's wrong. Is the bunny location gone? Or maybe we need to draw the board. Let's see what's wrong. Now it is possible that that this is doing a loop, because we never tell it to stop. So what we need to call, maybe if the count is greater than 2, then maybe we should say let's clear the interval. So if count is greater than 2, then we ask it to clear interval, and we enter the interval ID. Okay, so let's see if this is going to work. So let's refresh it. Let's go down, eat, but he disappears again forever. So, but then when I move him around, he's back. Interesting. So I eat, he disappears, and then if I press the arrows, he's back. So is he being redrawn? Okay, so maybe I should move this, should move some of these things around. I think maybe that before or after we clear the interval, before we clear the interval, we want to maybe draw the board again. So let's see if that improves it. So I go down, I press eat, and he sticks around. Perfect. Good. The animation is a bit slow, so let's speed it up. Maybe go to 200, and let's see if that's any better. Okay, eat. Nice. Okay, great. I might even dare make that a tad faster, I think. Okay, let's try that one. Nice. And the last thing we want to do is we want to increment the points every time. So let's get the ID of the score here. So inspect, the ID of the score is score points. So what we can do is we can, at the beginning of the program, let's find document, go to the beginning of the program, or when everything is loaded, and let's add also, okay, this is being called inside here, so it's okay. Let's say let points equal 0. Okay, and we can add them up each time. So okay, let's go back down. Let's find eat. Okay, and let's add our points up. So okay, so after everything, we want to say that the, let's see, what is it called? That the score points we want score points, the text, to be the points, right? And so we also want the points to increment. Points will increment by 100. Okay, and so here we'll access the score points. Okay, perfect. So let's try that out. Let's refresh, and when I press E, he eats it, but the points aren't going up. So we need to find out what's going on here. Maybe let's inspect. Sometimes you get a console error, so nothing. Let's check. So we've discovered the problem. This element doesn't have an ID, it just has a class. So that's very important. Let's go up to score points. Score points. And let's find that class. We need to add an ID there. So that is the cause of the problem. Okay, so here, okay, and we'll call that an ID. Okay, and now we'll refresh it and see what happens. Great, the points go up. Now there's no more food. So the very last step is we are going to randomly add new food elements to the board every time the last food element has been eaten.